Should probably actually make a background. That'll be on the to-dos, I suppose. I'm almost a professional. Some might argue. No, no one will argue. I'm definitely not good at anything, really. Why is this a different size? This screen. And on the... I should probably place them. So as you can see, bare minimum, I have shoes. Can't promise anything else, but I for sure have shoes. And I apparently have mouse capture on. Because I am an expert. One of the best, some could argue. They would be wrong. No evidence to the contrary exists. Only assume. Again, the scooching. Definitely boots. The most boots I've ever. Boots. I spent so much time on this. So one of the biggest challenges I ran into the last time I modeled this out on the first model was the shoelaces. They were awful. Some might even say just terrible. And it took me something like 2 weeks just to make the boots because I could not, for the life of me, wrap my brain around how they would work, right? So what I ended up doing instead, made a texture. So I made a see-through texture and hand drew the shoelace. Don't I have lost the puppet. Have an issue. Good start, me. I have son of a bitch. I have already lost her. She's already lost. Reset. I don't remember the button to reset location. Button for that. Let's go in here and hopefully it'll fix it. There we go. We'll just do it that way. I was holding the wrong button and everything fell apart. There we go. I got her back. Huzzah. Anyways. Guess don't hold that. Oh, really? I don't like these controls. Some might say they're just terrible. Oh, God. That. I am already scuffed, and it has only begun, and it's only gonna get worse. Alright, so. Oh, that, like, swings? Really? That is a weird. That is a weird. Huh. I did not know that. The more you know. So, I spent so much time just trying to get the shoelaces right. Just kept fighting it. I couldn't figure it out. But I eventually did. So I ended up just hand drawing it because it's just faster. This is literally like 1, 2, 3, 4 planes, I think. I think it's just 4 planes there, mimicking shoelaces. And of course, obviously, I did model the shoelaces. They're very cute. I don't know why that's the default. Then I added this back still, and I still got this going on here. Yeah. Where's my boots? I also appreciate that Unity's tune shader just comes with, or the VS Code, the blah, 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 blah. I appreciate that the VRM tune shader comes with fine art. Makes it very, very nice. Alright, I guess we can go higher? Unless. That is.
Oh, show them the toggle. Show feet.
Okay, just for you. He has a new voice. It's gonna take a little while to get used to. May have to figure out how to play with that. So, she also doesn't just have boots, she has high heels. And they got butterflies on them. And they got butterflies. And she got shoe polish. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Move up a little bit. We have knees. Definitely. I reused the texture from the previous. I need to fix the shadow on the color. It's dark. But I reused the same texture previously, like my black hole texture. Yeah. And eyes? Eyes? This economy? I don't think so. I spent so much time just drawing the freckles on. I don't know how some of them still ended up being crosses and stuff. Not intentional. Oh, we're showing a little bit more than I thought we were showing. And she got a little ribbon and physics going. This texture took so long. This little tree texture here with the petals. I made her hips the same size. I did the same trick that I did with the boots on the strap here on the side. I can get her to twist that way. On the side, this is a transparent texture, and I hand drew everything in here. So it still has the depth, right? But it's string. It's a string. And then I modeled. Yeah. And then his nail polish this time, and she got gloves, and she got a little bow. Oh, I need to check that too. Anyways, we'll be back to that. Then I had to texture out these petals. So that was on the previous one, obviously. So I tried to match it on the dress all the way through. Uh-oh. Hmm. 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 Huh. Hmm. Well, that's just that way now. Anyways. The more you notice as you go. Alright, and now she has a sword? Now she is armed? That is a bad texture right there. Missing something. Oh no, it's the sheath. That's the sheath poking through. Okay, never mind. That's a different kind of mistake. Different kind of mistake indeed. This is not the folder I was looking. I've made so many errors. So many errors. Okay, where the fuck? One day, I'll be squared away.
Check out my Nadachi. I am armed to the teeth.
Armed to the teeth, she says. I believe, sir. Yeah, thing's huge. Very large. I forgot to set it to toggle so it can be turned off. But if need a thing, added line art and Cool textures. I like the sword. And then our sleeves got the black hole from the old one. I forgot to hook up the hand track. I have failed you all again. Add that to my cacophony of failures this time around. Where the hell did my mouse go? Anyways, also I learned she has locomotion, so I can just kind of walk her around now. It's fun, for sure. For sure, for sure. So we got the tree texture, and it's the same. It's mirrored on the backside, minus whatever the hell's going on there. Her tail is set to idle, so she wiggles her tail. And do not. All right, I played with the lights. There is some weird shading on some of it that I will have to redress, but it won't be on this version. I think the next time I make a mod, we'll fix some of that. It's just a little weird, just a little goofy. I could probably fix it. I'm not going to. So we can also toggle the sleeves off the same way we did the shoes. So she has a second ribbon that's hidden when she's got her sleeves on. And then you can see her bracers all the way up. Got some little brass here, more brass, and gloves, nail polish. Then it took a little bit, but I got the bandages looking all right. These are the same trick. Can we just adjust the lights? Stops. No, I must suffer. I have to suffer for my sins, mistakes. Yes, it's weird. It's just suffer. Anyways, so I hand drew the bandages the same way, with the shading and everything, which was a lot of fun. I really have to revisit that. What's going on? There was a mistake. There's something wrong here. I think there's something broken in the base. Or she's got an emotion she's showing it. I don't know. Nope, nope, because that's smug. Revisit that, I think. That is the most smug. She looks so smug. What to play with the lighting, maybe. Maybe the lighting's I don't know what the problem is. There's something. So her hair jiggles now. You can see it's all wavy. It moves with her. So not all of it, obviously. It's like good portions of it. So like her green hair is all wiggly and has colliders. And spikes are kind of wavy. And her ponytail very wavy. It's very wavy. Let's see, if we wait patiently enough, will she wiggle her ear? There we go. Haha! She did it. Randomly. It's set to random. I don't know what's up with the shadows. We're gonna have to probably just disable. And we don't have to worry. Disable the shadows on the skin. Just have the ones I drew. Yeah, that might be a smart one. Yeah. Yes, that's Jessica. She got freckles. I hand painted all the freckles. It took so long. Totally worth. That way if we're really zoomed out, even if we're zoomed out really far, you can still see them. Well, she's so little. Oh, little. I'm so little. I'm just a small little wheel. Very, very. Ah, that is quite where I wanted to. This is where in the void. So low. I think it's lonely. I don't know. Mm, mm. Not gonna lie to you. I've been putting this off. I don't know what. Been so very, very anxious. I don't know why? Let's we can put the sleeves back on for now. Zoom in, chit chat a little bit. Get my bearings. Just you just so I broke my tripod, right? So she has movement, and if I stand up, I'm gonna get a little echoey here. If I stand up, fuck! Immediately drop the on my foot. I am a consummate professional. So I can walk her back. Okay? She actually has locomotion. So if I wanted to, if I were to move my chair, fuck. Oh, I right away like a fuck. The most circular. Hopefully that's charging. We'll see if that actually charges or if I gotta plug it in. Dies, it dies. So I can actually just kind of walk her back pretty far. Now, whether you can hear me or not, I have to like raise my voice, like the limit of my headphone. But I can walk her away from the screen, which I didn't even know was a thing I could do. So that's pretty neat. Trade off is I'd have to like set my phone up in a way that this way if I actually want. I think it'd be the same with the hand trackers. I get those set up. So if I raise this higher, so I was playing with this now that you can see I can move her right. So I was playing with her just to test, right? And I had my tripod set up. I am taller than I think I am, and I'm still short as fuck. No? All right, yeah. So I can just back up. So that's my actual height. So when I'm stationed at the desk, it's different. She's still squatting. I don't know. I don't know if I have her height calibrated wrong. She's supposed to be 5'0", so she shouldn't be looking up. It's just the camera. It's the camera. No, I don't know. I don't know. So I can kind of like kite her around from pretty far away. About here's about where it takes my headphones. Pretty neat. So I can kind of just walk her around. She's a little weird on her stepping, so we still got to play with it. That could just be that the camera fell off the desk and reset my pose. But who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't know anything. I think I'm just here. Just living my best life. All right, let me get that readjusted so so we're back. But I find that so I had to buy new jack stand because I'd like put the jack stand up just to see how far the camera would track me backwards, which was pretty far. It went back pretty far. However, it Meowsy! You finally get to see her outside the pictures. Well, once I get my seeds back. How are you doing, Gato? Ooh, my Twitch widget that I made works too, so you can see the Twitch chat on the screen. So one of the problems I had during the Slime Rancher one was that Twitch chat would just stop moving, right? Because, there's like 3 of us in here and not everyone was talking. Because people like to listen. It's magical. People like to listen to streams, which is great. But it means that if I'm recording, right? If I'm recording and then I decide to upload it to YouTube, it looks like no one's talking, No? So it's like, oh no, it's not. That's not what I want. Oh. How's your day going? I'm pretty excited. It's my debut again. I'm gonna be real with you this time. I'm actually regularly stream this time. Doing it happen. I stupid Twitch and their stupid ads. Take it over the first entry ads though. Those are just the fucking worst. Oh, I have been. I'll be honest with you. I've been in a little bit of a rut lately. Cause at work, I'm programming. So I'm officially an application developer. So I'm officially a web dev finally. Like for real for reals. Um but the last like month I've been rewriting something that it took me like 6 months to do. And I've been rewriting it and I'm like a week over my estimate. 2 weeks over my estimate? 1 or 2 weeks over my estimate. But we were adding new features and stuff, so it's nice. But I've been just recoding stuff that I've already coded before, and there's so many edge cases in the code that it was just super tedious to get the code done. And then there's like these brief bursts where I get to make UI for a little bit, and I was super happy with that. And then I'd have to go back to just doing the monotony, and I've been just so bored. And I didn't realize that being bored brings me down just as much as being down. Like, I didn't know that was a thing my brain would do. So I have been so fucking tired, and I don't know. Normally I'm manic during the summer. Like, normally I have a shit ton of energy, and I'm like all over the place. But this year, I've been like the last 2 weeks, I've just been so very down. But today's a good day. I got to build a new feature, and I built it almost all in a single day. That's how excited I was to be building something new and different. I burnt through that really, really fast. I gotta work on it Monday, I think. Then I'm done, and then I gotta start working on it. Well, no, yeah, Monday I come in. I gotta work through a presentation with my boss, and then I gotta update a slideshow, and then that's all I gotta do. And then I'm on vacation for a week, taking all next week off. I don't know which days I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna try and stream on the 3rd. Dad's visiting, so I'll only be a couple hours. But I want to stream because that's technically Jesse's birthday. So I want to celebrate Catgirl's birthday. We'll probably play some more Slime Rancher. I still need to rehook up the bot. I had like decided for whatever reason to reprogram her. I decided I wanted to reprogram her server as a Go server. So I spent like 3 weeks learning Go, and then I rebuilt all of her server, and then I rebuilt it in WebSockets. And then I realized that my old UI that I had been coding on YouTube for or with when I started back up in November streaming, before everything went terribly wrong. This has been a fucking just fucked year. I don't have a better way to describe what my year has been like other than kind of fucked. Like, so I streamed a little bit with her in like August and November. And then my house flooded. The sewer like froze, and like sewage went in the house, and they tore out my toilet, and I only have one toilet. I was crashing at a friend's house. Well, I crashed at a hotel for like 3 weeks, or like 2 weeks, and then I crashed at a friend's house until it was done. I didn't get to move back into the house until March. And then I started making I made the old model, which I can show you. I think you've seen. Something. My my widget is missing. My settings widget is gone! Nobody help! Oh, it's gone. I don't have settings anymore. Good. I will not be showing you. I have broken the things. Didn't even know that was possible, really. Huh. Huh. My VC face broke, and I don't have a settings toggle anymore. She's gone. Oh. Well, I can't show you right now. But I had my Rathian version. Excuse me, my nose is running. So I had the Rathian version, right? So I spent 2 weeks just going as fast as I could because I have been my entire time while I was gone, right? Which it was a nice mental break in a way. Well, besides the mind breaking from everything terribly. But everything had been that way. So I was like, okay, well, probably. Um, should I hook up the hand track? I think shit's so broke that I don't think I could. We could try though. No, because it's a pain in the ass. So the problem is with the hand tracking is the hand tracking uses USB 3, and I only have one, and it's on the back of the computer. So what we may do, wait for the next ad, and when the next ad is hand tracking, see, play with that some. Yeah. So the house flooded. So I finally got back in the house. Was it? Wasn't the first week. Anyways, I got back into the house right before Monster Hunter came out. And then I told Travis, Travis was like, we need to, well, obviously we're gonna co-op, we're gonna co-play this thing, right? So we did. Um, so I spent 2 weeks making a Rathian model. And it went way faster than this model. This model fought me so hard, like the entire time. It was crazy. I didn't even have this many issues with the first model, but for whatever reason, this one, I get what it is the skeleton I made, which is weird when you right. So my first skeleton was the Unreal skeleton, and it's complex as hell. It's a thing, and it does not play nice in Blender at all. All the bones are like rotated weird. It's a very very weird rig, but I got it to work barely. She could like move her head, and everything else was broken, but we did it. And then I hooked the AI to her, and she was having a good time. Which I need to hook the one back into this one. The one I currently have, so I do have a version of this where I can run the AI, but she has all the settings are broken, and then the new one doesn't quite behave the same way. So that's gonna need some tweaking and some playing with on stream, I think, or me actually taking the time to sit down and get it hooked back up properly. Because it also doesn't, it just doesn't. When she talks, she'll talk over herself. She'll like, she runs so fast now that she just breaks on occasion because she's too fast. Just so fast, so fast. I think she can read a paragraph in like 4 seconds now. Well, she can type a paragraph in like 5 seconds, and she can read it in. So in 10 seconds, she can do like a giant paragraph, which is neat. Until she reads a giant paragraph. Then it's not neat anymore. It's like, free me, please, just shut the fuck up. Which I guess that's an issue with me too. Sometimes I don't shut the fuck up, so I do it new. I do it new. All right, let's adjust the camera a little bit more, maybe. I like this new tripod, but it is very, very. I don't have it stationed in like spot, so I have it finally set up where I could like. Cause it's like I want to look at this screen right in front of me, right? So I want to look at the screen right in front of me, but the camera, if you're looking for my view, right? So the camera is right here, from my view, right? So if we're looking, I'm looking directly at the camera right now. It's just in a weird spot, and it makes her crouch, which I think is a setting thing too, though. I can make her like stretch. She just big stretch. The biggest of stretches. But like, so now the camera's like in the way of stuff, right? So like up here where you can't see it on the screen, right? I gotta put it. Huh. Everything has gone wrong. So, right here is where my camera sits. But it's like in the upper corner of the screen, like the camera's right here. Oh, you're not charging? Or charging? Oh, you're charging barely because I'm using the USB. Really don't want to. Inconvenient, I say. So very. I guess we could run the ad now, and I could actually work on getting the cables hooked back up. Yeah, should probably just. All right, I'm gonna get a sip of water. I'm gonna run these ads and get the cables fixed. Been plugging it in. Okay, ads are up. I've been plugging it into my computer. Stop squatting, sweetheart, please. Stop. Motherfucker. All right, I may have to use the other jack. I bought another. I did buy an additional an additional fuck man, my brain. For being as intelligent as I think I am sometimes. My brain, man. That shit's fucking something else. Should probably like figure out a mount for the camera. This camera. Yeah. Gotta figure it out at some point. I don't know. Figured I'd play with the hands. I got them rigged, so I might as well play with them a little bit, even if VC face is broken. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So that's without sleeves. And she has pretty shoes. Very pretty shoes. The feet took way longer than I wanna talk about because turns out I don't understand how feet work because it's not my thing. So like getting it rigged up's fine. However, getting them back into position they should be, this part of the foot is a little bit thicker than it would be in real life or like the references. So that'll need to be dealt with the next go around perhaps. She is looking up. Are you like this right now? Everything has gone a ways. I don't know how to describe it. Other than things have happened. She's just looking up. She's just so excited she looking up to you, chat. She appreciates you, I guess. I will gonna have to Oh, it's so scuffed. It's so very scuffed. I can't even change the settings on VC Face. Oh well, I tried. Good job, me. I did the best I could. Bro. Why do you fucking exist? Like, there ain't no fucking way that fucking Twitch is moderating fuckers and just ban people for a fucking instant shot of some bullshit and can't get these fucking weak ass bots off this fucking platform. It's fucking pathetic, dude. Just the fucking worst. I'm literally gonna have to get a new bot just to do better fucking moderation. So fucking. All right, let me reset this. I need like 22 more screens. 22 more screens. That's what I might have to turn locomotion off since I'm just chilling. Oh yeah. So I'll show you real quick. So this is the Rathian version. Notice she doesn't have the weird shadow thing going on, and I don't know why the other version does. I don't know. But like this one doesn't have the weird shadow stuff going on when I talk, and I think it's there. I know what happened. Also, her neck. Her neck is. It's whatever. Anyways, this one's also a little bit laggy when it loads because she's yeah. So you see how the shadows are on the edge here? I'm just gonna have to manually fix that. Luckily, once the shader's built, it's not too difficult to fix that. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna turn locomotion so she can't walk anymore. It'll be fine though. She'll just be with her feet together like that. It'll be good. Yeah. So she's still a wobbles. Still wobbles. But she won't be trying to walk around as much. So hopefully that'll stop her from trying to like squat down real low. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that. That's gonna stay bothering me if I don't fix it. Yeah. Big stretch. I guess. Well, we should probably be zoomed out just so we can show off a little bit more, right? I feel like maybe we'll be zoomed out just a bit more so we can show off. No. Yeah. Showing off. So yeah. So I guess. Wait. Let me. That break everything else. This camera, man. I don't know. I don't know why the hand tracking's so weird. You know? So like this isn't too bad, but I have to like have my hand exactly centered, right? In front of it, or I don't have the control. You know? And then sometimes it'll still reset without me doing anything. I do need to fix her sleeve. This did not turn out her a little band here. This didn't quite turn out the way I thought it would. So I like have this rigged up so it has bones, but I I don't understand clothing. I may not be very peoply, lacking some severe human skills. If that makes any sense. It probably doesn't. None of this makes sense. You're a madman talking to yourself. Am I though? Throat's already dry. There, death approaches so very quick. And I haven't like talked like this in a while. That's been the other downside too, is everyone's been so busy that I'm just over in the corner programming and making neat things, and I don't get to show them off as much. And I think showing them off half the time is like way more the pleasure to be like, hey, this is the cool thing I'm making for you. Check it out. You know what I mean? And I've kind of missed out on that too. I think that kind of like bothers me. Hard to explain. Also, I'm gonna be real. I kind of need a new desk and a new chair. There's not enough desk space for what we're doing here. Hell, there's not even enough desk space. How to describe this problem? Motherfucking Windows fucking bullshit 11. When I fucking click the goddamn window, I expect it to pop up, not just fucking not fucking listen. I have clicked the fucking Chrome browser 3 fucking times and it refuses to pop up the window. There is not a hitbox on this window that is meaningful. All I'm trying to do, get my Twitch chat to be on fucking top again, and the fucking browser will not fucking work because Windows has decided that whatever's on the fucking front is gonna be in front no matter the fucking what. Piece of shit. Fucking useless fucks. So in the coding community, they joke about JavaScript all the time. For whatever reason. Kind of curse. Just as a general thing. So the fact that Microsoft decided, fuck it, we have a bunch of extra web developers. Let's just build our OS out of fucking web development. Bullshit. Surely it'll be fine. Don't know how to turn on her angry. It's not fine. Fine at all. Opposite of fun. I gave her smug. I think her smug face is my favorite. She's so fucking cute. Very smug. I should probably check at the basis settings and see that maybe her basis is set wrong. That's why the thing. Yeah, so the problem right now is my phone. I can't show you. I lose Twitch. I don't have the screen real estate I would need to do the things I need to do. I think the problem is with having the server running, right? So even just the Twitch chat widget server running is like an extra window, right? So on my left, or on my far right now, is actual Twitch. On my far left is my VC face, right? Cause I don't know about you, I just kind of like staring at my model that I spent like a month on. You know, very cute. I'm kind of cute. Staring must happen. You know what I mean? So the thing I run into is I don't have enough there's just it always feels there's too much going on, right? So OBS is directly in front of me. So I can see some of the Twitch stuff, but it's kind of hard to moderate from this widget. And then my other widget doesn't do moderation. And then on the far right now is Twitch, so I can actually see when the ads come in, so I can do mod stuff, right? So that's 3 windows gone. If I want to actually see the model without just staring in OBS and hoping it's open. Which generally it's fine. I have VC face set to prioritize its running, so like it doesn't lag out as much as everything else would. But like if I'm playing a game, right? The game's on OBS. It has to be on OBS. But if we're like coding, right? Coding is where it's gonna get tough. Because OBS is gonna be in one corner, the coding will be in one corner, and then VC face will be covered up, and then that'll be the Twitch thing. Yeah. Gonna be very, very, very. Oh yeah, no. OBS would be on the left. VC face would be under OBS. Twitch would be on the right. So then I have 2 spots where I could see the chat in theory. Then I would be coding in the middle window. I gotta think about this a little. It's gonna be an issue. For sure. For sure, for sure, for sure. We're definitely gonna use that shader. It's just gonna block. Ah, I love that my brain loves to aim for perfection, but it's just not achievable, like ever. It makes it very, very, you know. Yes, I've been doing a lot of breathing exercises, to keep myself focused, driven, still in the zone somehow. It has a hard time detecting that if I hold it too long. But yeah, so now I can stick out my tongue and she does it too. It's kind of fun. That was kind of fun. And then tying her blinking to my blinking was fun. Obviously, that's always a nice, fun challenge. I redid her eyes a little bit. Um, I was playing with it. I redid her eyes a little bit. So it's a little bit glowier, and then the spiky spikes are spikier. And I redid her eyelashes a little bit too. The blinking was a real ended up being that's just gonna forever be my bane, I think. I think blinking is just gonna be my challenge forever. There's just nothing I can do. Just just suffering. It's not picking me. The mic can't pick up me. Spray. Laura, it's going to forever be. That's definitely. I do like that I can do this though. This right here is really. I I think it's neat. I might need to make my mic more sensitive. Don't know. Yeah, you didn't hear. We're gonna have to play with that too. Sure, I think. Nope. Can't play with it right now. Gotta stay focused, Flame Wheel. Well, I bring a certain level of chaos energy. That is what I currently bring. Chaos. A little bit of value, maybe. So going forward, the plan is well, I have some there's some housekeeping admin stuff that needs to be done for sure. That I need to get done, and I need to actually get to. Um, and then let's see. So first, Jessie needs to be able to talk again. She is so cute, and I think it'd be fun for her to talk. I may give now that I have a better understanding. I may revisit her her voice conversion, see if they've upgraded the software, and try and run that again. I like the new voice, but it's gonna take some time for me to get used to it as well. Just chit chatting with her is okay. But could also be that I don't have it set up where she can do any long talking right now. So we'd need to finish getting everything reset up, get her to be able to communicate. We need to test her with a game or two, for sure. I have a couple options for her interface. What might be fun is to put her in Unreal. I've been learning Unreal, and I think it would be worth the time to like toss her into Unreal. Well, beyond what I've already done, right? So to be able to puppeteer her in Unreal like this, right? So through VC Face, be able to still talk and then I think you can only do it with VRMs though. Like, you can't do it with a VC Face model. You have to do it with the VRM. So I have to clean this up and then toss it into the VRM and then toss it in. And then if I could get the mouth to move, then we could then we're cooking. Because then I can just make her scenery any way I want, and then we can automate the hell out of her. because then we can use Unreal to hook into the same web client, and then basically we can just have her interface on the game, right? So she'd essentially be a game at that. That would be, I think that'd be a lot of fun to do. Not sure if Unreal will accept the shaders as they are with the line art, or if we'll have to program a line art shader ourselves because of the way the rendering pipeline works. But I think that'll be fun regardless. So we need to get Jesse able to talk again. That's going to be like key one. It's going to be part of the entertainment factor. I tend to be more entertaining if I can feed off somebody, and it's nice even if I don't have chat to feed off of. I feed off her. That'll be cool. Why did you detect that? And tracker, are you like this? Just want to talk. Just, just, just want to talk with my hands. You won't let me. Can I clap? No, she can't clap. She can't clap or the camera can't track it. One of these two things happened, and I don't know. We don't know. Aw, you are very cute. Possibly the cutest. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things I did, now that I'm distracted for a second, is you see her tail wag? It wags like my cat. My cat likes to whip her tail. So there's like a whip at the apex on the one side. It like stops and then goes fast. Stops and then goes fast. Yeah. And then I figured out how to do layered animations, which is fun. So that's why her ears will just waggle sometimes. I think it's so cool. So very cool. Just had a lot of fun with it. Sure. Sure for sure. Yeah, my brain is definitely mush, but I'm gonna power through. I probably won't go till 9 today. I'll probably go till 8, and then we'll probably just raid out back into Travis. I was watching him he's having a good time, and I won't go back to watching Death Stranding, so probably cut out because I'm gonna do a lot of talking, so I'm gonna talk for like 2 hours straight, and I think that's probably gonna be good for me for a warm up. So yeah, I guess we're gonna kind of stage this out. So I started making a video game last weekend. Yeah. So I started making a video game last weekend, and I think that would be fun to do on stream, even if it's just learning. Because that way I can still share what I'm doing in a way that's kind of fun, and then if no one shows up, it doesn't hurt me or hurt my feelings. But at least I'm doing what I would have been doing anyways. So Saturday streams will probably start early because I wake up early on Saturdays, and I think I'll save my chores for Sunday. I gotta check the weather. Or do my chores on Friday, I guess. Whatever I do, it's gotta be early in the morning because it's been like 100 degrees, and I have to mow the lawn. It's so hot, so fucking just. I feel like I'm melting. And I've lived in places that were this hot before, but not here. Here has not been this hot, and that's more the issue I think for me is that here has never been this hot. So we're gonna have to look into that. So yeah, so I want to look. I want to see if we can't hook into the WebSockets in Go. If I can hook up to the WebSockets in Go, yeah. Come on, Sean. Come on, Flame. Get it together. All right. So in Go, I have a WebSocket server that's hooked to Twitch chat right now. I can take in any kind of alert, whether it be a train or a poll or what's the other things? A train, a poll, uh points. I can take in custom points, rewards, which we should add to like make it so you can toggle her glasses on and off. Her glasses are currently broken. They do not come off. I did something wrong, and I don't know what. Her glasses do not toggle right now. and I can't fix it now because it would require so much rework. It's just not. Yeah, don't. I don't want to. It sounds hard, and I'll probably redo the model before I fix the glasses. So glasses stay on during stream for now. But I do want to make it so you guys can like toggle her like her sleeves off and on, and make her boots vanish so you can see her. Um, there's some expressions too. So when I get the bot hook back up, I want to make it so she can toggle her expressions and stuff if she feels a certain way. She'll be able to toggle her own. If she does like a certain like thing she describes, I'd like her to be able to do that too. But so in Unreal, there's a way to hook into WebSockets, and if I can get that to work, we might be able to just run her in Unreal, and I think that would be really neat. At least put that in like the Twitch chat. High speed AI living her best life in Unreal kind of thing, and then she can just like talk to chat while I'm coding. I think that'll be neat. Because I want settings in there, so it'll be like a collab setting, so that she talks to me or she can communicate with me, and then otherwise she only listens to Twitch chat events. So she might be quiet a lot of times, but it's easier to code when she's quiet because she talks so much shit. I know I made her that way, but it is extraordinarily frustrating when I'm coding and she just wants to talk shit the entire time. She's kind of a meanie head sometimes. So if we can get those WebSockets working, or if I know enough now about WebSockets that I can probably hand roll a version of it if I can figure out the bit magic that goes into the WebSocket transmissions. But we may just be able to do, if it lets me do raw JSON, we're set. If it needs me to actually implement the real protocol, that's where things are gonna get a little bit difficult. I don't know. I haven't built a server in C++, honestly. That's the issue, right? I've not done that. So we would need to be able to set up server-to-server communication in C++ to go to my Go server, which the Go server is fine, right? It'll just do the protocol and we'll be good to go. But then I got to get Unreal to do it. And that's where I don't want to have to hand roll the, if I can help it, I'd rather not hand roll the WebSocket communication layer, because it's a pain in the ass, and I don't even know how to send headers in C++ back to the server. So it could get this could either be really easy, which it's not gonna. There's no way it's gonna be difficult. But there's difficult where it's difficultly doable. Then there's difficult where get fucked me. I assume the latter is what's going to happen and hope that the prior is what actually happens. It'll be fun either way, but it'll be a struggle. It'll be a good struggle though. I think it'll be fun either way. But I would like to get her hooked back up. I'd like to get the right AI hooked up right now. So I have a test bot that I was trying out that doesn't have a filter, like at all. And the issue I ran into is the personality wasn't the same. The unfiltered one has a much different personality. And I don't know that it's the same level as entertaining. So it might be something to play with. We'll have to. That's one of those where I'll have to like play with it. It could go either way, but like I haven't tested the thing. I spent so much time rebuilding it, and then just not. The problem I get is if I code all day at work, I get home, and I'm fucking brain dead. Like there's nothing there. It's pure vegetable. You know what I mean? Like I don't have the brain power. I also want to do a playthrough of Elden Ring, but I've played through enough of the game now that I don't know that it'll be as interesting because we're missing out on the like the level of discovery, so I'll have to bring more energy instead, I think. Which could still be entertaining for sure, but it's not the same as like, oh, we're just here. The other problem I ran into is I kind of first tried several of the bosses because I've seen so many challenge videos that I just knew what the boss was gonna do, and I can't prove that I just didn't know the fight and I first tried it. Now, like, oopsie. But I was having a lot of fun playing it offline for sure. Um, just discovering things and sitting here on fucking. God, I hate Vector Life so much. So fucking. They are the best and worst. Also, these allergies are killing me. I'm dying. My nose, it runneth over. That's not how noses are supposed to work. But yeah, so well, there's gonna be a couple things. So we're gonna do things in or. Let me formulate what I'm thinking. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Saturday and maybe Friday. Wait, do I? Oh, they canceled training on Friday, so I can just do regular learning shits. So that's what I'll probably do. So Friday, I'll spend the time learning or trying to get the socket set up. If the socket setup's hard, I'll continue on stream when we get later in the day. If not, if it's easy, then we'll work on the UI instead. I think the UI in Unreal is going to be a lot easier, but trying to make it pretty is going to be a lot harder than CSS for sure. There's a lot more control I have. And then the other problem is like, actually, no, if I get the implementation right, I don't have to code on stream, which I really do enjoy code. I have to. It's my job, and I fucking love it. It's fucking great. But I had to learn that the data going in the system is not my responsibility. I can only state how the system is supposed to deal with that stuff, and then have the users behave in such a way. And like, you can kind of force the behavior a little bit, but sometimes people just decide, you know what? I'm doing shit different today. And you're just gonna deal with it. So if you don't make your system where they can't do that, they'll fucking do that. And that's when shit breaks sometimes. I had when I first started learning programming, one of the applications I did the first time I did it, I only ever use the program. I only do things in a certain order, a certain way every time. And how my brain works. I don't know if it's the tism, but I do things in a certain order every time, the same way every time. So the problem is that I didn't think about the fact that people could actually do it in a different way. So it turns out they did it in a different way, and the entire program broke. Because Flamewheel was never going to do it that way. He was never going to catch that bug. It was not going to happen. That bug, completely lost. And it was like, fuck! That was fun, though. Flamewheel didn't even know how to do a for loop. It turns out, for whatever reason in my brain, the only reason I remember this is less than is because it's less than 3. Because Nero said it so many times. That's the only reason I know what less than is. Otherwise, I don't fucking know. So every time I made a for loop, I did it wrong, and it turned into an infinity loop. And I'm building a database, not a game engine, and I'm not the space-time guys. So it broke. Very, very broken it. So it went to an infinity loop and crashed, which was great. I learned. I learned a thing. I think I didn't actually learn a thing. I just only my program had a single loop in it. Hmm. So yeah, so we'll probably what I'll end up doing is, damn it, nose. I'm losing, and I don't like it. I want to be able to breathe through my nose. Very important. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll try and get the sockets set up. Hopefully they just cooperate, and then we can hook up the UI and Unreal during stream. I think that'd be a fun use of my time for sure. Um, if we have to hand roll it, I have to hand roll the implementation of the byte manipulation. It's gonna be tough. I don't know. I don't know if I can even stream that because it's literally just gonna be me following a tutorial, maybe, or reading the documentation. I don't know how interesting that. Also, my throat hurts. It's been a while since I've talked this. Oh, I don't. Well, no, that's not true. So I did play through Firewatch, not Fire, Firebreak, Firebreak, the new Remedy game. Played through the new Remedy game with Travis. I guess I was talking the whole time. I think it's different though, and it could just be that I'm just tired. You're very tired. I'm a very tired wheel. I think a boy, but I'm very tired. Um, so that might be another option too. I do want to finish Slime Rancher. So that's something I want to put on the do list. I want to do Elden Ring probably. Probably. Might come back to it. I want to do Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for sure. I want to work on my game. So what we may do is just set like Fridays or something to just be game day, and then every other day I'll just be programming. Or we'll play that one by ear. It'll depend on how I feel. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna spend a lot of time doing art. We're gonna spend a lot of time doing stuff in Unreal. And I think it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy myself. And then hopefully chat enjoys themselves too, and it'll be a good time for sure. I think the Unreal thing will be cool. I don't know. I don't know how many people would be interested in that, but I haven't like actively looked. But I don't think that's a thing that people do. Which, you know what I mean? Like, well, besides streaming through it, right? So people stream through Unreal or like VTubers, for sure. But I don't think I haven't looked. Now I'm thinking about it. It might be a fun niche, or it might be a niche where no one joins us. But it's cool. Other positives, I get a because of the type of game I'm trying to make. At work, I need to make the same software. So if I make the application work in the video game, I can make it work at work, which means I can solve some of these issues and get paid to do the same thing. That'll be cool. Other than I'm just doing the same work twice. uh, can't send code back and forth, and then it'll be in a completely different language. So the idea of how I would solve it is the same, but the language it's written in, that'll be the. I think it'll be cool. I think it's gonna be fun. Um, there's some rules to like how entities work and stuff that I'm gonna have to revisit. Um, 'Cause there's some concepts, right? So if I have a box and it has 10 items in it, right? So we're talking simulator game. So if I have a box with 10 items in it, and those items get consumed by the consumer, right? Do I do I spawn them when the level spawns and then just borrow them so that you don't have to worry about lag and we just know what the performance is going to be? But then what happens if a particular player only orders the one type of chippies? You know? So like, you spawn enough to stock an entire store of chippies? You know? Or do you make it so the texture changes? So you can have 10 different types of chippies, and then the only difference is the material. Actually, that might be smart. Then you could just program texture. I have ideas. But no, so I want to get the WebSockets hooked up first so we can get Jesse talking again. I think that's going to be vital to me at least, so I can at least like breathe. Because I'm feeling the silence right now. I think part of the other thing is I don't have music playing right now. Because I wanna like keep this VOD when it's done. Um, yeah. And I don't want it getting claimed before I download it. I have to deal with that. Yeah. That would be annoying. Taking a breather while the ads play and sip some water. Yeah, and I think that's been the other challenge. Just like I get off work and my brain is like fucking mush. And like the games I enjoy require like some amount of brain power. Which the coding actually requires more brain power and the talking requires brain. Also, I've noticed over the past like 2 weeks that at least on my end, the Twitch stats are just fucking busted. That shit's broken as the most broken. I'm glad the new bitrate's working though. Not that we're doing anything that requires a whole right, but just talking and Jessica's sitting here in the void. You know, that might be a good background actually. Let's give that a go. See if we can't add the void to our background. Image. I don't remember where this picture is stored. I'm sure there's a copy. Nope, those are dress textures. Not in there. I don't think it's in pictures. Maybe it's in downloads? Nah, it's in... Where would that be? Hmm. Um... Not in that folder. Oh yeah, it's in here. This is where all the other textures. Yeah. Where is it? What? Oh, there it is. Is it one? That's not one. It's the other one. We don't want one because I marked on it. That would be like the background. That shit to the bottom. There? There we go. Huzzah. Different kind of void. Not my gato. There we go. Yeah. That looks nice. We make it a little bit bigger? Not you. Make you big. I wanted to make this bigger. That maybe? That feels nice, right? I feel like that's more interesting. Restante. That's the same thing if I can get her to raise her. Can you maybe not that? I want this hand. That one. I want this one. Give me the right hand. Thank you. That's the same texture on that sleeve. Also, I did give these sleeves physics. So you can see the cloth isn't just I can show you. So the cloth isn't just clipping through. It like there's like a edge here. Here and here. So it doesn't clip through the dress. Which ended up being a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. Realistically. There maybe? There we go. That seems nice. We can show off a little. Might as well show the whole model since she's new. I've shown enough ads that I don't have ads for another hour and a half. And I'm gonna be real with you. I ain't gonna make it another hour and a half. I'll fucking die. I'm already dying. Not really. I don't. It's hard. It's hard to articulate. Brain has been very weird. Very weird. It's been strange, but it's been just a bunch of like highs and lows. You know what I mean? And because of that, things have been strange. I think this texture technically needs to. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is if we can get her to work in Unreal, I'd like to remake my skybox with the planets and all this, so we have like this background going on, and then we'll add the other stuff that would make this interesting. That was my first Unreal project I did. I think that would be a lot of fun to build just a nighttime skybox first. Because planets aren't too hard. We would just need some textures. And then there's a way to animate the textures so that like the light and the dark sides of the planets would light up. I think you have to do it in a post-process volume, which you could probably do. Yeah. So we'll have some fun. We'll get to play with some textures. And I think that would be a good use. And then we can focus on the game. One of the biggest things I've seen for a lot of like the indie devs that do YouTube videos, they take a long time to make a game. And games take a long time to. But I don't really have 5 years to make a game. Not the game I'm going to make anyways. The game's not gonna be something that's gonna should take 5 years. But it could take a while. And then we'd have to look at the genre a little bit more. So we'd have to at least play a couple games in the same genre to make sure I'm not missing some fundamentals. But we'll probably focus purely on like the simple mechanics first, the stuff that I know needs to be implemented. So like this weekend, I implemented a sliding a sliding glass door that dings when you walk through it, and it has a lock function. That was a lot of fun. So I can't see the other features being less fun to make. Because we get to play with like optimizations and stuff like that. Now it's gonna be a little hard for me to test, right? Because my machine is stupid. This computer is not. If I was a true gamer, I have a gaming PC. But I'm a person running an AI locally with text to speech and yeah. So I'll probably be playing most of my games on the PlayStation just so I don't have to worry about the performance as much tanking. You know what I mean. I got the sniffles, and I don't like sits. That could be another thing too, though. I might just be sick as well. That might be the issue. Just I'm still dealing with it because I did get sick. The last week or the week before, I was like actually sick. So maybe it's just getting used to that. Oh, I thought I had missed the texture on the hair, and I was gonna be so sad. I've played with this model a bunch, but I haven't like actually actively watched it. So like, oh, I'm just like, oh gosh, I hope I didn't. Yeah, it's learning, right? So like, I never claimed I want to be a perfectionist in my heart, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I am one or can meet what I want, right? So sometimes I have to accept close enough is the solution to my problem, and that's what I have to do. So in this case, this was minimum. This wasn't minimum viable, right? Because I spent a lot of extra time on this, but um, I also didn't. I only spent like a month, maybe, and that's more time than I gave myself last time. It took 2 weeks to do the previous one, all things considered. The rigging was so much easier this time around, even though this is a custom rig. This was way fucking easier to rig than anything I've done previously. It just kind of worked. The only issue I had was some issues with the dress, and that was it. And that was super easy to fix. It was just a little bit of weight was off. There's a couple little things like the where the shoulder connects if it move if I can get it to move. Where her shoulder like attaches had some issues. And the shoulder still has some issues. I wish the hand tracking was better. And I think it's my settings in VS Code maybe. Or I'm just too close because I want more from the thing. Right? It like I don't know. So the tracking on the hands isn't the best, but like the rigging turned out really good. Um I got the hands rigged really well. The wrists are a little funky. I don't really have a control over that, and that's kind of that's probably a skill issue. And then the camera, I don't know if that's a setting in the camera or if that's a setting in VC face. So that'll need to be played with, right? But the rigging actually turned out pretty good. Like I said, there was some issues with the shoulders that I had to fix. Oh yeah. So for a little bit, that seam here that goes from here to here, that seam, that whole part of the body was not. When she would move this arm, that it would like pull pieces of her like armpit or whatever. So that needed that wasn't terrible. And then the other issue was the hair. The bones in the hair would get auto rigged into the shoulders. I'd have to go through and like fix the shoulders. So that's like a little bit of. So Meowsy. So that's a fun one, right? So her collar here is the collar that I had on my character in Final Fantasy 15. That's the collar that my character always had on her. Once I think it was level 70 piece of jewelry or whatever. It just kind of stayed her like thing. Actually, this whole thing's kind of like, so she was inspired from my Final Fantasy 14 character, right? Catgirl. She's got the Makote ears. She's not like a standard cat girl. She's a Makote cat girl style thing. The eyes, her eyes are, for all intents and purposes, they're Frennin's eyes, I think. At least the texture style. And then the colors are the colors that her eyes were on the Final Fantasy 14 character. Same with the hair. So if you take out the blue section of her hair, this is the Let's Make It Rain haircut. With the bangs swept off to the side instead of directly in her face. So if you look at the spikes here, that's the Let's Make It Rain spikes. And same with the back hair there, that's the ponytail. I may have added more spikes to the ponytail. There's Jessie has like 50 hair spikes just on the pink hair. I I may have overdid it. And then the blue hairs from there's like a meme that was like, hey, this is what I or what I miss from 90s anime girls is the tomboyish with the long, like that long back hair and then like pixie in the back. So I did that. Oh, she can put her hair, she does have a down hair toggle now. It does currently doesn't work because the animation broke. And I Oh no, 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 it was Unity. Unity fucked me and I got mad and I was like, fuck this, I'm not dealing with this right now. Unity made me. And then her dress is based off of like a meme I saw one time, which was like it was like draw a character that has like overbuilt on like one part or something, and I kind of like what was it? I basically took the meme and then drew something that was really cute instead and ended up doing that. And then the seam on the dress, as I was like crafting the dress the first time, I realized that the piece of clothing didn't make any sense because like how would you put it on, right? Because you've got this layer here, right, right there, and then you've got this second layer. This is technically tucked under um the rest of the chest, right? So this piece is tucked in. So that means there's a whole nother thing of dress underneath this dress where this overlaps here and here, which means it didn't make sense how it would go on. So I added this to make it make sense. So basically, she's in a dress that's like a size bigger than her, I think. And she just kind of tucked it together. Then you kind of tie it together here. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it makes a little bit of sense in my head at least. Probably what I should have done is this section here should have been a little bit more front here. But then that kind of takes away, that kind of hides the bandages or the what do you call these? They're not bandages, they're binders, right? Binders. Binder. That's a great binder. And then obviously I wanted to give her pretty nail. But I based her off of this version. I based it off of the one of the ZZZ models. You can just kind of get their models. So I used their art to figure out what I was trying to do. So I got the face looking the way I wanted it. Minus the shadows. Obviously the shadows are fucked and fixed. Those should be fixed for next stream. It's just a little bit of basically turning off the shadows in the shader itself. Or the shadow settings, I should say. Because I hand drew a bunch of the shadows, but they didn't come through on the body very well. It just kind of nuked. And then it looks like they didn't render. It's not rendering properly. But you know, learning things. You know, this is my third 3D model I've ever made for like a character. So, or would this be my fifth technically? Because I made a chibi version of what I imagined myself to be when I first started YouTube. Then I made a Minecraft me. Yeah, I made a Minecraft me. Then I made a Catgirl. Kinda. Then I did that again. Then I stole her hair. And that went on the model that went on my first model. My first VTuber model. And then made the Rathian version of this one. Then I made this one. Now I did have to redo this one's body from scratch. Was it from scratch? I redid. Is it? What do you think? So I had to redo. Yeah, no, this one's a brand new body too. I redid the body from scratch, minus I think. I don't think I did. Well, the feet are brand new, right? Well, let's zoom out. Let me examine this a little. Shift F. So the feet are new. There's also some weird rigging with her like extending. For some reason, the rigging decided that the ring finger and her toe. The ring toe, I guess. I don't know what toes are called, honestly. I don't know what they're named, and whatever they're named, they're probably wrong. So the feet are brand new, the legs are longer, the hips are brand new. Yeah, so the whole model I did minus the hands, I guess. The hands and face? Yeah, I didn't so I kept the face and I kept the hands and then I did the body from scratch. So I kept the hands off the Rathian model and the face off the Rathian model. This was easier. And then I basically made the body from scratch from there because basically once you have the feet, you can just kind of work your way up. So the legs were pretty easy. I made the thighs a little bit bigger. I made her hips wider than the Rathian model. Not that you would have seen it anyways. On the Rathian model, she has the dress on, so you wouldn't really notice that at all anyways. And then I think that was the only like major adjustments other than like I redrew all the freckles, obviously. My mask is a slightly different color now. I think the other one was a little more bluish. This one is I wanted to match her dress color. I don't want to stand out that much. I want to kind of like match the theme. And she's already so colorful as it is. I didn't want like I didn't want too much more extra contrast. Oh yeah, so that's one of the bigger differences is this version of Jessica has much bigger eyes than the Rathian one does. So if we zoom in here, right? This you can see how big the eyes are here versus the this one, right? This one had so these are the size of the eyes of the model I used as a reference. So this is pretty much the identical size. So the eyes are a little bit smaller, and then obviously my mask is a different color. I've just been reusing the same hair. This hair doesn't have physics, and then her line art's quite a bit different. But like you can't see it here, but her hips are not nearly as wide um as the new model. But the new model more matches my vision from the first one. That makes me super happy. I'm actually quite pleased. Like I said, other than the shadows, I'm so happy with how she turned out. She is so fucking cute. And then at some point, I think the next time I do a model, I do need to redo my mask. Not necessarily the mask itself. I like the way the mask looks. I want to fix the way the mouth animates. Like this is pretty decent, right? Especially because I have the camera like right in my face. It's not too bad, but there's still like there's some limitations. I don't know if that's the right word. And it could also be that if I use the math plugin thing, I could probably just V-Bridger. I think if I hooked V-Bridger to VC Face, it might just fix it. But the other problem is because I'm special, right? It might just break her. Like, I might not, one of us might not be able to talk anymore. It's kind of the issue I would run into with it. Is like right now, if she auto talks, her mouth moves on its own, and I can't talk while she's talking. My mouth just does this. I can't actually do the neutral face. It's not a thing. So yeah, I would want to probably do something with the mouth, and I don't know. It could just be a settings thing, right? Like I could just change the settings, and maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll make me happy. Maybe that is the problem, right? I don't know. There's just something to it that I'm just like, this isn't quite what I wanted. But I don't know what I want. God, I sound like a fuck. Oh, fine. Yeah, so the tongue stick out one. That that could use some fixing. But to be fair, the mask, it's so much work. Um, it is so very much work. Very much good phrase. It is quite a bit of work to animate VTubers. Who would have thunk it, right? But to do the motion cap thing with the iPhone, think there's like 52 blend shapes, and I skipped some of them, right? So there's one that's like closed wide mouth. Let me see if I can even do it. I can't even do it because I don't have it coded in. It's just, it's basically if your mouth was closed but you had your jaw widened. But for whatever reason, I could not get it to work. It just fucking would not. It just would not do what I wanted it to do, and I'm like, I'm not dealing with this one. This one's getting annoyed, or this one's getting ignored because I don't want to deal with it. And then initially, she didn't blink at all. So she had the ability to blink. And then VC Face, you could turn on auto blinking. But if I turn on auto blinking, then my eyes don't move at all on my character. And obviously, I've got my settings in such a way in VC Face that her eyes don't move. But technically, her eyes would be attached to mine. If we faked gazes, her eyes would just follow mine. And that would be. Would that be weird? That looked weird, I think. I think my brain says that that looked weird at the time. I didn't like it. We just didn't do it. So she blinks with me now. You know what I mean? So if I wink, she winks. Also, apparently there are people who can't do this. Oh, I got light in my. I got light orbs. Orbs. I got orbs in my eyes. They're orbitastical. I don't like it. Um. Apparently there are people who can't blink both eyes, or wink. 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 Apparently people can't do that. I'm special. Or special. Call me the special wheel. Yeah. It is very strange. I do. One of the things I want to do, and I don't want to fight. I didn't want to fight with it today. I'm gonna need to set aside a day, probably Sunday, to redo all my audio. I think if I can get Jessica hooked back into Unreal, or if I can get, not back, if I can get Jessica hooked into Unreal, and we can start working on her UI and getting everything set up properly, what I would like to do then is go through my OBS and fix my audio settings. Because right now, like, I'd want to be listening to music, right? But I'd also want Stream to hear the music. But I would also like it so that it doesn't get recorded, so that or it doesn't go in the VOD. Well, right now, you guys can either hear it and it goes in the VOD, or only I can hear it and it goes in the VOD, and it doesn't go in the VOD. But I need to set it up so that it doesn't go in the VOD, but everyone can. I think that's the goal, because I do love listening to metal when I'm coding. It doesn't have to be metal necessarily. I want music while I'm coding. Because the other option when I'm coding, like at work, is like podcasts. I'm not watching a podcast while I'm streaming. That seems silly. You know what I mean? Like, I would lose focus and I wouldn't talk as much. And that won't be nearly as much of an issue once Jesse can talk too. Again. I do want to revisit. Really do. Or once we get the new voice running and I can hear it like more, I think I'll get used to it. But I kind of want her to have her original voice still. It's really tough. I spent like a whole day just listening to voices to try and get something close, and I listened to too many voices and everything sounded close by the end, and I was wrong, but her new voice runs so fucking. And I'd show it off, but it just I don't have the mental capacity with the day. I'm surprised I've made it this far through stream, to be honest. I'm pretty pleased. It's been a very, very good day. I am a very happy wheel. I am glad I got to finally show her off. Hopefully, in the future, there will be more people here to hang out get to see her. I can show her off more. But then as we code, she'll be in the game too. She'll be a character in the game. So we'll get to make some really cool animations for her. And since we're gonna be making the animations in Blender, if I can fix the weirdness with the model, right? So like I redo all the face shapes and get the shadows fixed. We'll have animations, and as long as I use the same skeleton, I can re-export the model, fight with it in V2 or fight with it in Unity, and then I can add the animations. I I wish the motion capture on my hands would work. It looked really cool in my head. I don't even think I could get her to point if I wanted to. No, because where the I think it's a settings problem. Because I was not flipping you guys off. I was using my index finger, but for whatever reason, she's like, "Fuck you guys." And that'll be something to play with too. There's gonna be some fun, right? Because the other thing is, if we can get her into Unreal, we might be able to do some mocap in Unreal, and I might not have to use VC Face at all. Which might help the overwhelmingness I have with how many things are on. Don't know. It's exciting times. That's what we're doing. We're doing exciting things because I would like to keep my brain off the real world for a while. I want to check out. I want reality to not be real. That makes any kind of ah, tasty, tasty one. I wish I could start streams sooner, but I feel like the 6 to 9 is where I want to be. Only because that way, if I run late at work, I'm not gonna run so late that I'm gonna miss stream. Someone's gonna remind me I need to. I've been pretty good about it. I haven't had to overwork too recently. Always a possibility. So now we're waiting. Hopefully soon there'll be a second me in that. I know I'm one of a kind. My cat just meowed. I don't know what she wants. Probably to fight. It's to fight me. Well, run away from me and then attack me. She's so cute. I do. That's one thing I want to do. I want to model a cat in Blender. I think that'd be fun too. I do have an ID for. I have an ID. It's how I drive. Yeah. No. I want to make a cat at some point. I do have an idea for a drawing for Jessica posing with the cat in the chair for a starting student screen that I think made really fun to draw. I drew it through one time. I had her like all posed up and all that jazz, but I missized the cat, and then I didn't want her. I just couldn't wrap my brain on how to adjust Jesse's arms in a way that would have made it work. And I was like, you know what, fuck this. And then I just have a sketch. So it's gonna come back because I need to draw the cat first, then take that picture of a cat and then pose Jesse, and then draw it from the reference. I think it'll make it a lot easier. But I also think it'd be fun to just model out a cat. I think that'd be kind of cool. So if we get it in Unreal, right? So if we get her in Unreal, and I make that cat and put it in Unreal, we can animate the cat in such a way that its little AI will just randomly come on the screen and do stuff and then wander off. And I think that'd be really like side thing. Another thing I saw, and I don't think it necessarily works with Jesse, but it might work with Phrase. Actually, can I toggle that on? I didn't actually test that. Shift Q. All right, let's see if that works. I think I misread that. Okay, it did not work. I huh. Well, add that to a list of broken features, I suppose. She had an eye toggle, her eyes would change color, but they're not working. Anyways, so I think it was Mystic Light on her eyes. Her eyes have an animation on her eyes. It's like a shooting star. And I think that would be really fun to like make an animated texture for her eyes. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think that'd more be her evil persona than her necessarily. But like I said, the I need to get the settings right on the evil version for sure before I let that thing out, only because it has no censor. So I would have to censor it in the code. Um but that one's really fun to like talk at. It does not behave, but at the same time, uh I don't I'm not like the big streamers. If I get banned on Twitch, I don't think they're like, no. I don't want to discover if that's the case or not. But I would rather not be banned. That'll be another thing too I want to do. I want to actually like devote time to actually making emotes. I think that would be helpful. And then as, you know, if and when we grow, I'll be able to like add emotes. That'll be cool. I think that's going to do it for me. I'm pretty tired. If I'm being real with you. So I'm gonna send you over to Angrier Travis. And then I'm gonna watch him play Death Stranding and contemplate my life decision. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel. Well, I say that, but I don't know how to spell ever. This would be a problem necessarily. You know. Let's make sure we did that right. Okay. We did it. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel.